Hey, Pearl, how are you today? Hey, and here's Minnie. Look at the pretty flowers I just planted. What? Oh, you're right. I almost forgot. Another day of SoulCARE.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to SoulCARE. How are you doing? Busy morning. Have you had a busy morning? I got one of our participants, Kelly, hello, from who said she's got to put a note to watch SoulCARE. And I wrote back on Facebook. I said, I got to do the same thing on my kitchen table, not to forget. And that's why I did that little animation with the dog saying, it's time for SoulCARE. Hi, Mimi. Hey, Ellie. My weekend was not peaceful, but thank you. I hope you had a peaceful weekend. It was busy. I'm going to share with you in a second what happened over the weekend. Doreen, hello. Marge Webb. Hey, Marge. Hello, Peter from Sweden. Hello, Val. Good, Val. I love you, Val. Miss you, Val. Hi, Sue Clifford. Hi, Deborah. Favorite songs for your birthday cruise? Deborah, are you making a list? Are you making a playlist for me? I would appreciate it because I'm making one. Carol Davies, hello. Candy, hello. Lori Clark, Jamie Hall, Kathy Drums. So if you've seen the Facebook page, we're getting a lot more involved with that. It's changing up a little bit. We have our flower sale coming in May 18th. That's going to be kind of cool. So I'm preparing for that. And we're doing a lot of them graphics with flowers right now. So join us, send in your flowers. Hi, Kimberly. Hello, Penelope. So a friend of mine named Dominic, who I met just recently, I met him and he does some healing work, but he was talking about it. He doesn't do it a certain way that would be, he's very drained afterwards and so forth. And he doesn't know enough about it. And so I invited him on the cruise, the Alaskan cruise. And he said he'd go, but he's paying for most of it, just a little bit I'm paying for it. And I said, well, we can barter something. So we're doing a barter deal. And he's a really talented artist, really talented. He paints the walls of yachts, replicates like leather and all this different material. And I have 2 walls in my house that needed to be painted because they weren't the right color for the bed. These beds are 2 bedrooms I have. And he said he would exchange for helping with the cruise, he would paint those walls. And he did it 1 wall in 20 minutes. That was pretty amazing. And so what we decided to do, hi, Michelle. Hi, Betty. Thank you, Leslie. Very grateful to have you here. He painted the wall in 25 minutes. Amazing. And then what we decided to do was, they're right where I live here in Carlsbad. There, many of you might know it. I'm not sure. It's called the Field of Flowers. And you go in and you stand among these flowers, binoculars, I think they are. And for me, it was fabulous. So I wanted to show you my weekend. This was Saturday. This Dominic came over and we painted the wall in 25 minutes. Amazing. And mixed a different color paint. And then I went to this field, and I want to show you, if I can. Did my phone die? My phone died. Oh, no, there it is. I have plenty. Look at this. Look. Isn't that cool? Look at that. That's one. I don't want to focus on the camera as I get focused, but that's that one. Look at this one. Oh, check this out. Isn't that great? Look. And then, it's just so cool. A lot of people talk about them, and I've been here 9 years, and I've heard about the field of flowers, flower fields, but I've never gone in. And it's so different when you're standing inside of it. And then, I mean, just look at this. It makes you feel so good inside. Out of focus, but I want to show you this. It was really cool. And then look what we found here. Look what I found. This lovely lady. She's painting the flowers. So that was it. So I thought, and there I am. So I thought, today I wanted, that made me feel so happy and joyful seeing those flowers, those colors. I thought, you know what, today I want to ask everybody what makes them happy. So I'm asking you, what makes you happy? You can write in the comments and we'll just share that. So Rita, voters, what makes you happy? Val, what makes you happy? I think I say your dog. Spirit, Okay. Family, Claire. Very good. Family, it makes you happy. That's great. Freedom. That's good, Susie. Water and sun. Playing the drums, Kathy. Great. Time with family and sisters. Singing makes me happy. I agree with that. I love to sing. Hugging trees, me too. I love to hug trees. Your geraniums. Good health. Right on. My dog and my son. Very good, Val. I knew your dog would be in there. Doing mediumship reading, singing, and family. Good. My cats, my son in nature. Being love in motion. Oh, I like that, Kimberly. That's cool. Love in motion. Sun and leaves outside my back door. Fantastic, Angel. Knowing you as Earth Angel makes me happy. Thank you, sweetheart. Hearing the birds wake up at sunrise. Good friends. Really good stuff. Hello, love. Hello, love. Hello, Joni. Aesthetic beauty. Great. You booked my cruise, Joni. Oh, good. All set. My cat, Miss Kitty, and other animals dancing. Yeah, I love to dance. We'll be dancing on the cruise. Joni, beware. Get your dancing shoes. Soldier Day, sitting by the ocean. Grandkids. Grandkids are great. We have things, Ellie. Animals in nature. Lori, hello, James. I thought we weren't doing soccer Mondays, put on Thursdays, but on Thursday. I understand what that means, Lori. Tell me to say it again. Sunshine, flowers, smiling faces. I also love to my thing. I love nature, obviously too. Love sunsets. Love the golden hour here. It's my heaven. I love the birds. I have about 10 bird feeders and bird houses. And I love nature, love the animals, love dogs, of course, dogs. And SoulCARE, thank you. Music and dancing, my favorite too. I call them dance-offs. I had dance-offs here in my house. I do that, and I just love it. It's fun. I love to have conversation with people, friends, and people that are just warm-hearted and loving and kind and have no agendas. They're just themselves. I love that. I love going to Doggy Beach, which I just did yesterday for the first time. That Miss Pearline got into the water for the first time and was trying to paddle. So that was her. Daddy was crying. It was really emotional. I think I have a photo of that. I think a friend of mine took a photo because I was all verklempt. I was just, let's see, I can share that with you guys. Okay, let's see. Do I have it? Let me see if I made it. I'm so not technical, so forgive me. I have more of me in the video. Look. Woohoo! I'm going to say that for the flower sale we're going to have later on. Let me get to I took so many pictures of flowers. I couldn't help myself. Here I am. I have to grow up more. Hold on, kids. Hold on. Oh, there she is. There's Pearl in the water for the first time. And that's the butt of her friend Nikki. Nikki is a golden retriever, and she was showing Pearl how to swim. And this is her boyfriend, Buzz. She's in love. He's a cattle dog. He's making sure that Pearl was okay. There's Pearl and Nikki. Is that cool? So that was lovely. I mean, it's a long shot. That made me happy to see the love of the animals, and why can't humans be like that? But I love to be with people who are open-hearted and you connect with them and get ahead with them. But I also love teaching. I'm passionate about teaching, as a lot of you know. Joanne, will I find love again, honey? I ask myself that every day. Will I find love again? I just gotta say, is someone worth my love? You know, who is worth me? Who is worth having me? Right? I think that's a better way. Buzz is a big boy. Buzz is a long boy. Buzz is yes. So I love teaching and passion. I love when people, like, let's say mediumship, when people get it, when people get that light bulb moment goes off and it opens up their world. And whether that's a demonstration with a lot of people in the auditorium, and you give that message to someone and they all get that aha moment, the entire audience, That to me is heaven. That's incredible that you opened up that space for those people to now look at their lives and the end of their life, death, living in the moment to change, that they change. That's an amazing time. Another thing that's happened this weekend, and not a lot of right this weekend. My friend, I was talking to my friend Marianne, and she said, I want to share with you something that happened. I said, what? She goes, my friend Elizabeth was a flight attendant, and Elizabeth was, I'm going to talk about this Thursday, but I want to repeat it. It's so interesting. She said, Elizabeth is a flight attendant. She goes from LA to Japan. And on the crew, there was a crew member there. There was a gentleman, a flight attendant, and they were talking in the galley. And he said, in 1998 or 99, I was going to kill myself. And he said, and I didn't do it. I read this book. And she said, what was the name of the book? And he said, it was Talking to Heaven. And that changed my life. And he lived. And that made me feel good. That made me feel really, really good. And that's, what can you do? You do things in life, later you find out about how you touch someone's life or the rippling effect. So that was pretty amazing and incredible that was done. But I love those aha moments. And when you open up the view of somebody's who's been boxed in or limits himself, and you've given that freedom to realize that you love who you are because you're God, you're that God light. And a lot of people live lives for other people, not themselves. So I love the freedom that people have. So I love that when you said Leo freedom. Love that. Ellie, yes, but there are so many with no patience. It's true, Ellie. It really is true. So whenever I'm with that, people with no patience got to stop. I tell them to stop and breathe, connect to yourself, go inside, and then you can say just what's going on with you. What do you are not having right now that you need to have? But people, that's their stuff. And we're living in a world right now which is very impatient. I mean, it's everything's speeding up so much. And of course, tech AI, I'm scared of that. I think it's going to be really difficult for the world. I really don't think that's a good idea. I just think it's going to be a hard one because it's not going to be regulated as the social media really isn't regulated. And they're jumping into these things up with any regulations. And it's like Wild Wild West. So I'm real concerned about that. But again, that's a macrocosm. I can't control that. I control the microcosm side of me, right? Thank you, Betty. It's a good book, Talking to Heaven. Thank you very much. I think also, just to talk a little bit about this, a friend of mine from college was here last week. She stayed here for several days because her sister lives in Escondido, which is right over here. And she said, can I stay? Would you mind if I stayed there? My sister's place had a flood. And I said, no, please. So we were here, and I knew her from when I was 20, 21 years old, 22 years old, and up in San Francisco when I went to San Francisco State University for my degree in broadcasting. And I met her sister, Janice, then. Well, Janice came over on Friday, and I hadn't seen her in 40 years now. And it was great. It was great to see her again, and it was just so nice. And my friend Judy you call her the Goddess. She belongs to the Goddess Club, and she's been on several of my cruises, Tahiti and the Mediterranean. And I said, Judy, you should go to Alaska because Janelle from Australia is going. Janelle Campbell's a great medium, and Kelly White's going to be there, and a lot of fun people. And she's so spontaneous. She goes, well, I'm going to Bali like 2 weeks before that. She goes, if I could do the Alaska, I could do that, and then I can go to Iceland. And she's wealthy. She's not, she's just putting things together, and she budgets her life. And she goes, I'm going to go. I said, I love this spontaneity. So she's going to go. So there are 5 cabins left now because she took the 6th one. So there are 5 left. And Ron Oyer, the World Journeys, the Life Journeys that are doing it, great, are telling people just to call them for the registration. And you can book a full size. You don't need 2 people because they'll tell you how to get through it. But anyway, so that's going on. That's the end of this week is the last time. So that's still people want to know if there's still cabins available. Yes. So that's going to be fun. My 60th birthday. We're going to step in the spirit world. We're going to do a whole bunch of different things. And I have a whole work on the playlist, like I mentioned. So cool for that, folks. Wow. Shelly L, I actually have the cassette tape of Talking to Heaven. Wow. My sister will get this today from me. Oh, how funny, Shelly. I was talking about it to someone else, and I pulled out the movie, the Ted Danson movie, Talking to Heaven, or The Dead Will Tell. They called it both. That day after Marianne was talking about that, I went to the garage and opened up a cabinet, and there it was. So that was funny. Oh, thanks, Renee. Dawn has asked a question. What does the spirit world think about the horrible state of homelessness today? Well, it's Dawn. It's just a matter of realizing that there's expansive worlds within worlds. It's not just so linear like that. They would say it's soul experience. So we come back here in the school, and now we go through human conditions, and these are conditions that we have to learn from. That the soul is chosen to choose a world or a school that is a possibility, and that ruled by who knows the factors, but government that doesn't understand that, or I mean, there are factors involved there. So there's an experience, but spirit world in general, I know that believes that the world has been controlled by greed, and I know that, and that the wrong values there apply because there's all greed. There's all about me, 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 me. There's nothing about sharing. There's nothing about I want to do a class for my school on manners, integrity, because I can't find manners. It's like, where did that go since the pandemic? So like, where the manners go? Where the integrity go? So that's something I was concerned about. It's there. They have their concerns about it, but it's we make it bad for ourselves. Yeah, I mean, to have people fighting in this country, it's just crazy. And gun violence, what the heck? Well, then take the guns away and don't let greed, the NRA greed, power. I mean, come on. It's like human life doesn't mean much after a while. You're like, what's going on here? So just controlled by corporations. It's sad. It's very sad. I'm not going to do any more cruises. This is my last cruise. So this is the last one. Oh, thanks, Val. If I had a big suitcase, I'd put you in there. Did I see the coronation, Nadine, of the Charles III? I asked one day about the who died. Yes. I didn't see the coronation. I didn't. And I for some reason, in my own self, I don't care for him, Charles. And I don't know. I'm second guessing the whole, the whole status, that whole royal thing, because I don't know. It's just interesting. I don't know. Janice Norman, James, I was wondering that you thought about accessing the Akashic records when reading with someone. Can anyone access them? Yes, part of the cruise, we're going to do that, reading the Akashic records. There's a special journey I've done, mind journey, or I bring people to this space, and they've experienced it before, and we get into the space, we bring them into this. It's like a library, but it's more than a library. And when I've seen it clairvoyantly, when I've done this before, probably about 8 years ago. And it was literally this big space, as far as you can see, with all these volumes of books, like a big library. And it's interesting. They have the soul go to their soul goes to their own space. And many people came back and said, wow, there were volumes. Or one person would say, I saw a big book with all these different chapters. One person said, I saw this book, or there were 3 books, and the one book was of my life right now. And she goes, page 149 is where I'm living right now. And she goes, and the rest of the pages were blank, and the 150 and on were blank. But it was so interesting. Yeah, we do that. We're going to do the cruise, the Akashic record travel. Yes. Haley Bells, the life we live now, is it a continue from the specific past life or complete sum of them all? That's a good question, Haley. Really good question. I think that we build on each lifetime. So we build different aspects of the soul in various lifetimes, and you perfect the soul by choosing different roles, different experiences, different soul groups, and things that you need to learn to perfect, if you will, whether it's about compassion or forgiveness or healing or integrity or social consciousness, whatever it might be. Love, self-awareness. So I think we build on that. And each lifetime we build a little further or different aspects of ourselves. My sister, who recently just passed over, I asked Spirit, where was she? And they say she's discovering various aspects of her soul. She's out discovering them, which is those different worlds that they can experience these different things. So interesting. I think if you get these things while you're still in the physical body, and you love yourself and trust yourself and love other people, I think that's the number one way to excel in life, is love unconditionally. And that's why I think the animals teach us that. I think it's humans' responsibility to give back to all the animals, again, and the forests. And don't get me started. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Kathy. Kathy Luskin is asking, is there a link to the forgiveness shadow work? Yes. Thanks, Jeff Miller. Thanks, Jeff. I'm doing a course right now called Forgive the Unforgiven. That's up right now, and it should be on the school page, JP School of Mystical Arts. So I think that Renee is going to throw that up there in a second. But yes, we if you go to JP School of Mystical Arts, there he is. And then if you look, Forgive the Unforgiven, it's the first banner there, and there'll be a link down in there. Go to that actual course, not the banner, but go to the course, and that would be great. Okay, I'm gonna write that down for you too. If we possibly do a banner link, we will. Banner, okay. Thanks, Jeff, for letting me know about that. But that's, yes, if you go on the school, you'll find it. And everybody, that's the sale right now we're having for Forgive the Unforgivable, the Unforgiven. There you go. And it's a really incredible course. I talked about last time. It's really worthy of you to look at that. Forgive the Unforgiven. How many people can you not forgive? Do you ever have to ask yourself, make a list of people you can't forgive, and next to them, write a couple of things. Why do you not find it possible to forgive? It's what's next to each person's name. This will be 3 columns. Name of the person, what is the action they did, and the third column would be what would happen if you forgave them. And I'm not saying that you have to agree with what they did, not at all. You're not condoning what they did, but just what would it be like to forgive them. But the third column is how would life change, or how would you feel? It's an interesting exercise. It's part of that course. Forgive the Unforgivable. It's a very, very important course. That and the 28-day transformation, 2 of my favorite personal self-transformation courses I have. Hey, Jeff. Jeff, the only thing I would say for shadow work is Debbie Ford's work, the shadow. Debbie Ford passed over, but she's a great healer, if you will, a transformative healer in that respect, because she's done herself down in the nitty gritty, and she has a lot about the shadow work. So Debbie Ford, look up Debbie Ford on Amazon. I just go for her books for sure. Shadow process and everything. That's right. Yes, Kashanja, I'm afraid to pronounce your name because I'll screw it up. Forgiving is a permission for yourself to be happy. It's giving yourself a gift. Forgiving is giving yourself a gift. Very good, sweetheart. Yes, forgiveness is giving yourself a gift. Joni says, freedom of the soul and able to love unconditionally is what I got from when I forgave those who hurt. Yes, those who are hurt. And I used me. I am now free of pain, and so are they. The soul does not need to suffer. You don't need to suffer. If you carry that along with you, it puts debris in your fields. Energy is coming through the top of the head, down the body, and there are circles, and all the fields of energy all around you. When you have particles, and there's dense particles of you're holding on to stuff, whether it's an emotional hurt, physical hurt, mental hurt, or spiritual, by the way, it can really block the energy from flowing. And life is movement. Life is motion. If there's a situation where it's emotional, someone did you wrong, you got to go one step higher. Go to that road less traveled, because you want to free up that energy. You're responsible for your energy fields. No one else is. But if you're going to let what happened, and that behavior, whatever it was done, to sit in your space, then that's up to you. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I've done it. I've been there. I got Sylvia Brown her first book deal. I had given shows to people. I'm not going to mention the names, but listen, and there are things that were done that were like, wow. But once I forgave certain situations, and I forgave Sylvia, because after Sylvia Brown passed away, she came to me and I was folding my laundry in my laundry room. And she said, oh, James, I'm so sorry that I did this. I said, Sylvia, that's okay. I forgive you. Because, you have to look at people do things you never know what their background is. You never know their history. You got to look at the whole totality with people. What's their background? How were they brought up? You never know what their situation is. They might have personality disorders as well. Most people do. A good 90%, I think, of the people in this world have something going on there, right? So we got to the higher road, forgiving them. So that's what the course is about. So it's worth it to look at it and read up on it and see what it says. And it's not expensive. It's just but you got to do it full-heartedly. Yeah. So it's a gift we give ourselves. Ellie says, forgiving is acceptance. You cannot change people. Just be forgiving to yourself. It's true. You got to love yourself enough to give yourself love. You can love yourself enough to give yourself. I like that. You have to love yourself enough to give yourself love. Woohoo! Thanks, Denise Mason. Beautiful. Okay. There we go. What else can we talk about? Oh, yes. Thank you. I said, what else can we talk about? I knew there was something else. Oh, I'm going to Florida. So the trip that I was supposed to do was with the hurricanes and flooding was postponed, as I knew it would be. And I told everybody of the events. I said, it's not going to happen. I said, what do you mean? I said, it's not going to happen. We still have a contract. I'm like, it's not going to happen. We'll postpone it. Next day, they postponed it. So I'm going to be down in Tampa on May 17th. There you go. Tampa is right there, St. Petersburg. That's the Tampa. St. Petersburg is Wednesday, 17th. And then the 20th, which is that Saturday, I'm going to be over in Fort Lauderdale. So I'll be in Fort Lauderdale, and that's also on my website. Yeah, that's the 20th. So it's 2 evenings of spirit in Florida. I'm going to land in Tampa and do that event. I'm landing Tuesday and doing that event Wednesday. And then I'm renting a car, and I'm driving to Fort Lauderdale for that Saturday to do that event at the Parker Playhouse. So come to that too. The Parker Playhouse is Saturday, the 20th of May. All right. If you're in Florida, I just put that note on Facebook. Hi, Floridians. So any questions you have? Oh, this evening. Yes. This evening. So thanks, Renee. On both sides now, it's going to be a fun night of readings. We're going to do readings. Kelly and I are doing readings as far as psychic readings, probably mediumship readings, psychic readings, or number readings, anything you want. We'll do as fast as we can, and that'll be fun. So join us on both sides now and beyond. Joni says, words from my grandfather always give rather than receive. Yep. Never take what you need, and always offer your last slice of bread for you may never know you're giving it to. Very good, Joni. Very good, sweetheart. And I also heard give without expecting to receive, and give when you least think you can. There's always something you can give. Yeah. We're real connected. The one thing we have to realize is that we're real connected to each other. So if you can realize that, that's why I live by that golden rule, which is the Bible, which I don't really, some words in there are just gold. Some words, man-made, but there are some insights, of course, that, when treat another person as you want to be treated, I live by that. People said at my dog park the other day, said, you must be an actor. I'm like, an actor? Your laugh is contagious. I said, yeah, I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. I like to be happy. Why not? Well, you have to be happy. You never know when your last moment's going to be. And it's just interesting. And I would say it's fun. It's fascinating to step back and be observant of all the way humans behave. I think, I was going to be a psychology major, and I find it fascinating. Okay. Should you date people that you're not attracted to? No. You attracted to as far as whatever. So there's something that says no, then don't just do it to do that. Let's see. What is the best way to move through fear? Love. So again, that forgiveness course is very good. 20 days transformation. What are you afraid of? So, and if you're in fear, it goes back to programming when you were a child. What was thrown into your face? Remember, Leslie, that life is a series of choices. That's all it is. If you look back at your life, it's a series of choices, and all choices are based upon two things: either love or fear. And that's it. So what are you fearful of? And fear is a human emotion. It's created down here on this earth, not in the spirit. We are love beings. One thing my sister just passed said, oh, wow, I can't believe that world's so full of fear. Not where I am now, she said. That's very true. Lori, okay. Mark Webb, how do you determine if one of your chakras is blocked, and how would you open it? Oh, that's a very, well, you'd have to do the work to do with that. So chakra cleansing is a good one. I got to tell you that, again, it's blocked for a reason. So that's could be trauma work. 28-day transformation is good for that again, or the forgive them forgiven, because you're going to go to those areas that, why can't you forgive? And it could be if someone hurt you emotionally or mentally. So that's, again, another way of doing it. That's clearing the chakra points. Okay. Dawn has asked a question. How can you tell the difference between psychometry and when you're holding an object and a spirit is projecting thoughts to you and using the object? So that's just your human mind, Dawn. So psychometry for everybody is you hold an object, and you shouldn't be electric, but you hold an object. A pen is good. A pen is always good. And you feel the energy that person's energy is on that object. Now, before you do that, your intention is going to be, I'm going to read the object, or you're going to read the energy on the object. So if I read the object, I can say, well, I feel a factory. I was feeling, 2015 it was made, it was mass produced. And you can read the object. Or you can read the person that it belongs to, is what you really want to do. So you're reading energy. So it's psychic. It's a psychic exercise where you're reading the energy of someone someone has left their energy on you, and that's what you're reading, right? So having to tell me the spirit coming through, well, it's a very different energy, Dawn. If you're communicating with the spirit world, it's a subtle, different energy, but it's faster energy, very much quicker. And the psychic is just a natural knowing energy, but the spirit is much, much faster. So you can get into this mediumship through the psychic. I used to do that. But you have to know the difference. That's the difference. It's sped up. It's a very different energy. It's a sped up energy. It's a quickening, if you will. And it's just very vibration, natural vibration, slower vibration. Okay. And go to my school, the JP School of Mystical Arts, and check out the courses. You'd like the Psychic Portals is a good one for you to find out the difference. All right, kids. Well, I got to go to get a 1 o'clock appointment, so I got to go here. And I want to wish you all well. Please be on the show tonight, both sides now and beyond, and look forward to sharing them readings with you. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. Okay.